You know what? I'm going to have to contact Pepsi on this or whoever the fuck makes the crush. Because I'm just here thinking, this is a bunch of free advertisement, hey? Yeah, we can't have none of that. They don't give us nothing for free, hey? Oh, Jesus, they're sly, but well, no, I'm sly. In any case, I must contact them, see if they want to sponsor me a video. Now that sweet darling girl that I just showed you a moment ago, now she's the one that I'm on the radio about, going off me head with Eastern Health. So just to let you know, my little beboppers, in case you're wondering, you want to put a face with the name, there's that sweetheart there, look. That's the one this is all about and what I'm doing all the fighting for, right there, look. Because I loves her, that's my baby right there, look. That's right, and I'll never stop fighting for her either. So Eastern Health, get ready for a battle, my darlings. Oh my God, did you just hear that goddamn nonsense? Another 8 cents, the gas went up. Oh my God, well I'm so glad I kept me all buggy. I just gotta get a horse now. That's it. They shut off the live feed on us, my darlings. I'm so sorry. That was through no fault of mine. I guess they were intimidated, hey? They knew not to fuck with the bigwigs. Hang on, my lovers. Coming up now.
With the news and welcome back to On The Go.
My God, I was choked. Jesus Christ.
In this half hour, the story of a woman who's profoundly deaf and suffering from decades of sexual abuse from the people she trusted. Now she and her brother are struggling with Eastern Health to get the help they say they desperately need. And after that, as you just heard in the last half hour, we're going to hear a bit more from the drivers out there who are shaking their heads at the gas prices. And,
oh my God, that atrocious! My Jesus Christ!
When it comes to driving. But right now, let's hear about the weather. Here's a meteorologist.
Yeah, let's go to the weather.
We're expecting those temperatures to sit between 1 to 5 overnight tonight, and it's going to stay unsettled as we head through the night with the chance of showers. And then the snow will continue for Labrador, at least the southeastern portion of Labrador towards Happy Valley, Goose Bay. And as far as what's going to happen is that rain will work its way even towards southeastern Labrador as we get into the early morning hours. So Environment Canada does have a rainfall warning in place for Cartwright to Black Tickle as well as Norman Bay to Lodge Bay, and expect between 30 to 35 millimeters of rain between today and Saturday night, and eventually that will change back over to snow as we get into Sunday. So basically expect a pretty unsettled day.
I'm going to go to check this now, make sure.
We'll check in again with Nancy Walsh with traffic.
Hey, a little bit of traffic heading into Paradise tonight for sure if you're going along Topsail Road. Coming down Team Gushu to get on the Topsail Road. Traffic there too. Same with Mount Carson Avenue.
And that's a burger. That's a patty.
Looks pretty good.
That's a patty.
Right now we're going to share a story we've
been working
on for some time. Come on now. And a warning, there are some difficult aspects. Before she left the show, Jane 80 spoke with her brother who's struggling to care for his sister and their fight to get the help they both say she needs if she's ever going to function as a healthy, normal person. Robin McCarthy is deaf, but her inability to hear isn't the worst of her problems. She was sexually abused as a child while living in an institution, then again for another 17 years as an adult. Robin's early life experience is still at the center of a lawsuit, so we can't say any more about her childhood. But she does say, and in a moment you'll hear her speak through a translator, that the abuse she suffered as a girl set her up for ongoing problems that go way beyond the scope of the home care she now receives. We're also going to talk to Robin's brother, Trevor, and he's on the line right now. Hello, Trevor.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Trevor, could you describe Robin's condition?
Robin's a very smart individual. The only problem she has is she has a lot of deficiencies because of the way she was raised and the abuse she suffered. Robin needs to be constantly prompted on a daily basis, to get something to eat, to let the dog out, to take her medication, to get her shower, just every aspect, everything that she normally has to do.
She don't need no help wiping her ass, though.
Reminded. Also, she doesn't fit like a cookie cutter system that the mental health and addictions or the community health has. So therefore, there's not many hours available for Robin's support, which is why I'm frustrated and disappointed and disgusted at the same time with the Eastern Health.
Can she care for herself at all? Can you give us an example?
Oh, she's totally able to care for herself in regards to, washing her own body and things like that, but she had to be prompted to do that. Like, for example, Robin can probably walk around if she has the flu, her nose probably had to be clean, and she's just walking around thinking there's nothing wrong, and you have to go tell her to go blow her in the nose or, to go take care of yourself. She's not able to cook for herself fully yet because she's not able to be, to not be able to interpret recipes. Like, she doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to interpret a recipe. So if she's left here on her own, she can't fend for herself like that at all. Robin has a lot of anxieties and a lot of PTSD because about her abuse. So in the nighttime, she may wake up with night terrors, and someone had to be here with her. She's right now going through 2 separate therapy therapists on a weekly basis that's helping her through all of her traumas. So Robin is progressing forward, but she's only progressing because she has these supports in place. And the supports I'm talking about, sir, is me being here with her. I, as her brother, know her since she's a kid. We grew up together. She's my sister. Nobody else knows Robin's communication, knows her language as good as I do. Because other than that happened in the institution, she wasn't able to learn properly. So she doesn't have much English skills. She doesn't have much ASL skills. So an interpreter out in public that works on a regular basis with other deaf people, Robin doesn't understand their level of interpretation. So she has a special interpreter who works for her on a daily basis, and she is able to break things down to Robin if Robin doesn't understand them.
She's heaven sent.
So you're paid to be her home care worker?
I am right now receiving 32 hours a week to care for my sister. I was receiving 42 hours because she had hospitalization there a while ago. So the 42 hours has ceased or has expired as of March the 17th, I believe. So I went to advocate for more hours because the 42 wasn't even cutting it. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not trying to get any more than anybody else. I'm not claiming to be any different or any better than anyone else. But because of my sister's, the level of her needs, I'm not able to maintain a job anywhere else to pay my bills because I have to leave work and come home to Robin. I have to be here for all of her issues, all of her needs. If something arises...
And I'll do it for the rest of her life, too. I'm not complaining.
Even if she had to call 911, she's able to right now text because she's in the Discovery Center. She just finished Stella Circle, learning some of her education. So now she's able to communicate a little bit more if she had to. But up until that point, if Robin had to call 911, she couldn't text because she didn't know English. She couldn't sign because she don't know a lot of ASL.
She's fucked.
So what's his position that I put her in?
She's fucked.
So you've got 32, you had 42, and now, you're like you said, ideally you'd have more than 42.
Yeah, I approached Eastern Health or the vaccine. I approached them requesting 60 hours a week because I'm happy to be here almost 24/7 around the clock with her. And if I'm not, she slowly starts to recess and her progress starts to go backwards, and then she ends up going into a hospitalization. So we're trying to prevent that, to encourage Robin that she's able to live independently, that she doesn't have to go to the hospital every few months because her anxiety through the roof or her PTSD is unbearable. So, it's not a situation where a home care worker can come in and be here from 8 to 4 or, 5 to 9. It's whenever Robin's needs arises. And you can imagine with that kind of a background, what needs you have.
Yes.
Especially when you have these deficiencies where you can't fend for yourself in society. You're institutionalized your whole life. You're abused your whole life. So it's like getting out of jail after being your whole life and then trying to make it in society. How do you do that? A lot of things that we take as common sense, this young woman don't have because she's never experienced it. She was never allowed to.
Heartbreaking, my dear.
That's Trevor McCarthy, and this is a good time to meet his sister, the woman at the center of this story.
The light of my life.
Jane 80, speaking with Robin McCarthy through her translator.
I'm really uncomfortable with being alone right now. I'm very nervous and I don't feel comfortable. And I just really right now have trust issues.
I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but would you tell me a bit about what kind of trauma you suffered and the impact that it's had on you?
Well, I was raped for many years, yeah. And then when I moved back home with my mom by my stepdad, he was molesting me is what was happening.
And this went on for a very long time.
Years and years and years and years. Because I moved to Stephenville and Mom was with our new stepdad. And my stepdad, he used to sneak into my bedroom and molest me. And that happened for years.
And he was eventually charged and actually spent time in jail.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
And that's
You should have hung the cocksucker.
You need to have.
And the bitch you was with too.
Yeah, but I just feel like Eastern Health is not giving me the support and the help that I need. Like, my brother is spending a lot of his own money on me, and then he doesn't even have any money left over for himself to pay his bills.
So your brother says, obviously, and I can see that myself, you're obviously a very intelligent woman.
Thank you.
You've overcome a lot of obstacles in your life. But do you agree that you need constant help, that there are some life skills that you just haven't learned, that you need constant help from your brother?
Yes, that's right. Because I really do need a lot of help because I was isolated for so long. And then some days, like mentally, some days I just can't take care of myself.
What would your message be to the people at Eastern Health about how they can help you?
I want a new assessment. Please. I really want a new assessment, please. I want a fresh start with Eastern Health. They don't understand my story. They don't understand my story. They don't understand. I just feel like it's not fair, like what Eastern Health is doing to me and my brother. Like, my brother is doing so much. He's helping me all day, every day, and he's spending his own money on me, and it's just not fair. I feel like they're taking advantage of him.
And that was Robin McCarthy speaking through her translator. And she closed that interview by talking about how she feels the system is taking advantage of her brother, Trevor. Trevor, do you see it that way?
Totally, because they would never get the support for Robin that I'm providing for her. And the sad thing is that they're just taking advantage. They know I'm never going to walk away from her. And basically, I got thrown out of their office and everything because I was advocating for her. Robin needs a new assessment. She does not fit the cookie cutter criteria. And just before, I know you only got a few more minutes, but basically, this is what was thrown at me. If Eastern Health could provide enough money to pay for another interpreter to come into our home or her home and take care of her so that I'm able to go work my full-time job, pay my bills, would that be sufficient? My question to you, sir, is why in the name of God would Eastern Health pay 3 or 4 times the amount of money and take away from 3 or 4 other individuals who's in need of home care on the island and not want to just give me $15.66, which is what it's costing me? Why not pay me that an extra hour at standard pay? No, they don't want to do that. They're going to go out and take away from everyone else by paying 4 times the amount. I don't see the logic in that.
Okay, so we heard her Robin plead for a new assessment, hoping the lost hours of home care would be reinstated, and you just mentioned one of the proposals. Did the assessment ever happen?
The assessment happened last week, and they told us that Robin does not fit into the criteria, unfortunately, and that they're requesting an occupational therapist to come do a visit, which is not going to be for another couple of weeks. Since I threatened Eastern Health with having to go to the media and go to CBC, no one is returning my phone call. Issues are constantly arising, and I'm not getting no satisfaction at all. I'm not even getting a phone call to acknowledge my concerns.
So did she get that assessment yet? So she didn't get, I guess, the occupational therapy assessment?
No, sir. We don't even have a date for that yet. We're being told it could be a couple weeks down the road.
If she gets it, when she gets it, do you think that'll help?
I hope it will. I really think that someone has to come into the home and actually assess Robin, has to spend more than 10 minutes, sir. More than 10 or 15 minutes to see her deficiencies. Because, as you said, you see her for 5 or 10 minutes. She's a very wonderful young girl, very bright, cheery, happy. You wouldn't think anything was wrong. But if you give her enough time to watch her going around the home, you start seeing her deficiencies. She cannot be left alone all the time, as far as I'm concerned, not at this point.
In the meantime, how are you and Robin coping?
We're doing the best we can, sir. We're very, very close siblings. I'll give us that. We're inseparable. And that's the only thing I think that we got going for us, because I'm never going to walk away from her. And Eastern Health knows that, and that's why they're taking advantage of our situation.
So what's next now?
Well, we just got to wait now to see what happens after this story, see if we'll get acknowledged by Eastern Health, see if this will get pushing.
Okay, thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much for your time and for doing our story.
That's Trevor McCarthy in St. John's, and we've asked Eastern Health for comment. We're hoping we can follow up with this on Monday.
I'm Paula Gale.
I got regret you won't get no comments from Eastern Health, because they're a bunch of pussies. That's what they are. They're a bunch of goddamn pussies. Now anyway, you've heard it live here from Nan Murphy. And Nan Murphy's savage. Savage, I tell ya.